guys, it's Jouelzy, and I am back with another Behind the Valencia Filter, which is a series that I originally started. I did a first video with Jovi and Irvin from Teach From America, and now I'm here with a college friend, Kareem Merrick, Dr. Kareem, who's a dentist. And so the whole point is to showcase black professionals that are successful in their career paths that we often don't really talk about because, well, Kareem Instagrams a lot about being a dentist.
I do.
He makes it look cool, but
I am a doctor of dental surgery. I grew up in a family with a lot of healthcare professionals. My dad is an ER doc, my mom is a nurse. I had my front tooth chipped playing basketball. So over time I developed a love for the craft, the artistry of it, how you take people out of pain, how you restore their confidence, their smile. So I went to school to be a doctor of dental surgery. I did a residency program in New York for a year. And now I practice in New York. I'm a dental director of a clinic. We have a mobile unit that goes to every borough in New York City. I'm also here in 124th and Lenox. We serve an underserved population of patients who have mental health, whether it is systemic disease or government insurances. We accept a wide range of patients, low-income patients, students, you name it. I also do private practice, the more aesthetic Hollywood, veneer, smile, dentistry in the Bronx.
oh, so you can whiten my teeth for me?
I could.
I want to get white teeth. All right, so but you say you did 4 years of undergrad, then you did school of dentistry, but you didn't rep your set. You didn't tell them where you went to school at.
Oh, went to school at Howard University. The real HU. My parents also went to Howard University. My mom graduated from nursing school. My dad graduated from the medical school. So we are a Howard family. Howard is probably one of the greatest universities as far as putting African American physicians, dentists out into the world. It's just remarkable how small a community that we have is minority physicians, dentists, these people who are looking to improve the health of people within their own communities. So I'm very proud of the Howard thing. I don't know how I would overlook that.
So what point did you decide that you were going to be a dentist? And that I think, a lot of times when we're growing up, we have these things that we want to do, and then for whatever reason life intersects and we don't always follow through because we feel like we can't, or we're not good enough or whatever. So at what point did you realize that you wanted to be a dentist, that you could be a dentist, and that, what kind of kept you driving towards that goal?
I had always thought that I wanted to do law. When I was in high school, like I said, I chipped my front tooth, and I was so afraid of the outcome of what I was going to look like, if girls were going to like me, if I was going to be able to smile. The dentist, I asked questions the whole way through the procedure. And I asked so many questions that there was so much artistry involved. I tell my patients all the time, it's like I do arts and crafts for a living all day. We have so many different materials that we use, so many shapes that we recreate. The human anatomy is something I am very, very interested in, and I work with it every day. It was very difficult. When I was in dental school, the first 2 years are very book driven. We don't do a lot of clinical things, so I wasn't good at chemistry per se because I'm a more tangible person. So these ions and bonds were something that I had to learn to get over, to get where I wanted to get to, which is patient treatment. And they were very important components of what we do, how these materials work, how the human body works. So just because it wasn't my favorite subjects in school didn't mean that they weren't important. And those are probably the more difficult things, getting through those classes in order to get to the clinic and be able to work on, live patients.
So did you find that there was any support as far as being a young black person that's interested in the sciences?
There was more support than I could take advantage of. One of my mentors, Dr. Hazel Harper, when I was in undergrad, and I told her I wanted to be a dentist, she was the first female black president of the National Dental Association, and she let me in. I saw how much she did for the community, how much she did for young men like me that wanted to be in this field. And even now, there's so many, such a small network of dentists, especially minority dentists, that they really embrace each other. They really look out for each other. They really offer a lot of opportunity. I work with Dr. Dion Finley in the Bronx. She takes mission trips to Jamaica. The amount of service, especially within this field, it's sometimes it's more support than than I've ever had.
Well, how, if somebody's interested in being a dentist or just interested in any field, do you have any tips on how they could go about like finding the right mentors or like asking for help? I think sometimes there's people that we know we want to help us, we don't know how to ask them for the help. So
I think a good place to start would probably be a learning institution. If you're in New York, I'm on faculty at Columbia. I'm on faculty at Lutheran. Columbia College of Dental Medicine has a lot of doctors and dental students who they want to expand the knowledge of the field. They want to be able to promote what we do as something that's very important to society, very important to people's overall health, and we're always looking to recruit new faces and new energy. So I think the best place to start would be the people who are on the front line of training the next generation of dentists. There is a very large small business entrepreneurship part of dentistry that I don't think a lot of people realize going into the field. I think if you are interested in doing dentistry, it's very important that you work in an office to see the challenges, to see how they're able to make the money to support the clinic, act with patients, customer service. All these things are very important to the field. And a lot of times when you go into the medical field, the business aspect of things isn't emphasized.
Okay, so let's talk about some social media. So the whole point of this series that I'm doing is about, I call it Behind the Valencia filter, because Valencia is the most popular filter that people use on Instagram.
Okay.
Because it makes everybody look good.
All right.
It gives me a little bit of color. But so what happens is, I think with social media is we tend to feel like that is a representation of a person's whole life. And a lot of us will look on it and feel like we're not doing enough or we're not achieving enough or whatever. So kind of how, I know you're on Instagram and Facebook and stuff, so how do you feel about how people view others' lives through social media?
I think it's difficult. I think with dating, interviews, social media, I think it's a lot of people's obligation to put their best foot forward. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There are people who are more vulnerable, more truthful about what they choose to communicate. But for the most part, I think it's not uncommon in human nature to want to put your best foot forward. So you wear that best outfit, you want to wear the glamorous parts of my job, I want to emphasize it. The positive achievements that I'm able to achieve, I want to be able to display it. For me, I do Two Truth Tuesdays on my Instagram and Facebook because
Yeah, I've seen them pictures.
I feel like dentistry is a field that has very little glamour associated with it. I think people are very afraid to go to the dentist. I think a lot of people don't trust the dentist's intention because it's such an expensive field if you need a great deal of work. And there is a communication gap in what a dentist tells you that you need and what your understanding is. And a lot of times that communication isn't emphasized in the right way because of time restraints. So I did these Two Truth Tuesdays in order to, number one, educate some kind of glamour, social media glamour, to take away the stigma of the fear of going to the dentist. I think besides parking enforcement, there might not be a more dreaded profession to go see other than the one that I've chosen. I like to use that platform to educate. I teach residents and I try to make it appealing to the residents.
Right.
And there are things about my field that I enjoy tremendously, and I just want people who subscribe to me to be able to feel that.
Did you ever, at a point when you were still like pursuing your education, feel like you weren't matching up to your peers? While you were trying to become a dentist, that maybe you didn't have the same glamour or that you kind of in a way felt less than those around you?
Feel like there's a widespread popular opinion that dentists aren't doctors, like they aren't real doctors.
Right.
And I did have peers that were friends of mine in medical school, and there was a competition because the medical school was next to the dental school, and there was a competition, and a lot of it was, we're real doctors, and I see it on what's the movie Hangover, where the dentist and they challenge his title as a doctor, and as a father who's in the ER doc, if a patient comes to the ER, and he told me when I was young, way before I knew I wanted to be a dentist, he would tell me that toothaches are probably the top 3 most emergencies that he would get at the emergency room.
Right.
But they couldn't do anything but prescribe antibiotics and have them go see a dentist.
Right.
There's certain things that only this specialty can do, and no other medical profession can do. No other medical profession can restore teeth, do some of the intraoral surgeries that we do, build a smile back up. It's such a dynamic profession in which everything begins in the mouth. You get a common cold, you get a sore throat. If you have immunocompromised diseases, a lot of the HIV, diabetes, anemia, sickle cell, a lot of these diseases that challenges the immune system, their oral manifestations, whether it's ulcerations, whether it's soreness, whether it's periodontal disease, that manifest in the mouth. So I feel like we're at the front line of overall health. There have been studies shown that the plaque and calculus on your teeth is synonymous with the plaque and the calculus buildup in the heart, thus causing heart disease. So a lot of the things going on in the mouth are a reflection of the overall health. And if people are neglecting their oral hygiene, they're neglecting more than that. If there was anything that I felt that I had to represent in school, or that challenged me or made me feel, was this notion that dentists aren't doctors, and they are doctors of the mouth, and they play a big part in not only just appearance but overall health.
Yeah, that's true, because I oil pull to help clean my teeth, but it helps with my allergies. Yeah, like a lot. Like if I didn't oil pull this morning, I'm hurt. I'm just like, this is a struggle. But it's weird how something that has to do with my mouth will affect the rest of my sinuses.
The rest of your body.
Do you have any tips for parents about gearing their kids towards, exposing them to, if they wanted to be a dentist, anything they can do with their kids at a younger age?
Well, I think first and foremost, a lot of parents are facilitators in the fear of the dentist. So number one is, do not make your child fearful of the dentist because of your experiences. I worked in a pediatric office. If somebody's child had a cavity, the parent's reaction would be, "Oh, I told you to brush your teeth. Now he's going to put a needle this big in your face, and that's what you deserve." And that's a very, very fear-mongering way in order to warm a child up to something that they're going to have to deal with the rest of their lives, which is going to the dentist. So number one, take your child to the dentist early. Be positive about the dental visits. Tell them they're going to a tooth spa where they're going to spray water and clean the teeth and give it a massage. Tell them that when they get good news from the dentist, reinforce them with positive reinforcement, and just initiate them knowing the dentist as a very positive part of life. And then when they're there, they can ask questions to the dentist, and the dentist can let them know about the arts and crafts part of it, the artistry of it, making people feel better. And I think all those things for young people, it sparks the imagination. A lot of times I suit and boot my patients' children, put on masks, put on barrier gowns, and let them assist with procedures. Have them assist with procedures so that they can develop a very tangible love for the profession. It's a very needed profession. It's a very stimulating profession. It's a very lucrative profession. And if you want to influence your child to at least take a look at dentistry, it definitely should start with making regular dental visits and trying your best to put the dentist in a light that is positive. Those that are interested in healthcare professions, to look into dentistry. I think that dentistry is one of those fields that a lot of people who have found success have been able to accomplish, not only being successful business owners, but also being able to engage in a healthy family and a family lifestyle. The ability that we have to take people out of pain, to change people's lives. I just think that it's a very worthy profession of people's attention. Also, for those people who want free consultation, free dental knowledge, like I said, on Instagram and on Facebook every Tuesday.
So you tell people that, isn't your Instagram private?
No, my Instagram's not private. My Instagram is KJ_Merrick, SMERRICK, KJ_MERRICK. And I do Truth Tuesdays every Tuesday. Whether it's historic facts about dentistry, whether it's clever ways you can whiten your teeth without having to pay $1,000.
I need those. I need to do a video on those tricks. You'll have to pass the info on to me.
I would love to do that. Whether it's oral hygiene tips, whether you are a parent and you're trying to figure out whether your child needs braces or when their first baby teeth comes out, their first dental visit should be, everyone can benefit from. I've been very consistent, and I've gotten such good feedback.
You're gonna have to be extra consistent because they are gonna go find you on Instagram.
So that's my shameless promotion.
All right. Well, I'll leave all the links down where you can find Dr. Merrick and contact him. Well, that's good. Well, thank you for joining the conversation. Hopefully, all you ladies out there find some type of inspiration, whether you're interested in being a dentist, whether you're getting into the sciences, whether you just want to be grand and flourish in life like me. Hopefully you found some inspiration in this video. I will have links and contact information down below. As always, thumbs up, share this with your other young kids, with your community service groups, and I will see you later. Deuces.
Realigning myself to what my purpose was. Like, what is the thing that I know God wants me to do? What am I uniquely positioned to do and to bring into the world? And that's what I'm going to focus on. And if I'm focused on that, I can celebrate what else someone else is doing in their unique way and contribute to that.